Hello everybody, welcome to the Futro Hidden Movie Gems podcast. I am your host, Ty Christensen. I'm joined by none other than Jordan Christensen.
Great power comes great... Wait, don't say it!
Cameron.
What's up, nerds?
And we are joined by none other than Anna, whose last name shall not be named. Anna, say hello to everybody.
Bye.
You are such a delight.
Anna is so excited to be on our podcast today.
Am I sensing some sarcasm? Were you reluctant to come on today?
We just had to hold a gun up to her head for her to say yes.
Anna, if you were in distress, blink twice and we can get you off this podcast.
Just love it.
We are talking about a very special movie, very near and dear to my heart, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This came out in 2018, directed by Bob Persichetti.
Nailed it.
Don't know if I said that right. And Peter Ramsey. Writers, Phil Lord. He wrote the screenplay.
Yes.
Very important. Rodney Rothman. It stars Shameik Moore, Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld. Oh, Mahershala Ali. He's awesome. And Brian Tyree Henry. Give a little shout out to my boy Brian, who stars in one of my favorite TV shows, Atlanta. Plays Paperboy. We're going to go around and ask everybody what was it like watching this movie for the first time and what was it like rewatching it for this podcast. Let's start with Cameron.
Ooh. So watching it for the first time, I had just gotten back from Brazil. I think it was like one of the first 3 movies I saw from being back. And I mean, it was definitely a great way to start off. Holy cow. I was really confused in the beginning because I thought when they were talking about the initial Spider-Man, Miles Morales, that was his backstory. But then I realized that like that was the Spider-Man in his universe. And then rewatching it for the podcast, kind of knowing everything, I could kind of pay attention a little bit more to detail and like things that like cinematography and stuff like that I just really enjoyed.
Did you lose your mind when you watched this? I wish I was there to see your reaction to this, because this has everything you like in movies.
Oh yeah, dude. And it had multiverse Spider-Mans and I was like, oh freak yeah, dude. It was so good. I loved it.
Yeah, did you download every single one of the songs after you watched the movie?
I actually do have half of the soundtrack on my like Apple Music playlist, so yeah, it's staying good. I love how he doesn't know the words. That just makes my day. He just knows the beat. He's like, Miles is a really good character.
Yeah, he sounds like me when I'm lip sync or sing along. It's like every other word comes in. It never comes off as good. And then like if the music were to stop and I were like still singing it, was
No,
quiet,
that's the
like,
worst.
Yeah.
That's like singing in the car or whatever. If you're ever with friends, the directions pops in. It's like turn left, and then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna stop.
Or they skip the song.
Yeah,
Oh
and you're
my
like,
gosh.
oh yeah, they skip the song, and you just keep going. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna vanish into a different realm. Sorry, I exist.
Jordan.
So my first time was really great. I was at the dentist and I was very high on laughing gas. The beginning has that like airplane sound, like glitching and everything is going crazy. I thought I was like losing my mind, and I was like taking like huge deep breaths, and so I felt like I was floating off the table. It was a real good experience the first time watching this.
It was an experience.
It was one I will not forget. Yeah, rewatching it for the podcast, it's just as good the third time as it was the first.
It was just as good when I was on drugs, man. No difference.
This movie is unbelievably good. I wish I had seen it in theaters. Like, I'm upset that I didn't. I was just kind of tired of Spider-Man movies because they were so many. And it was like, we just had Andrew Garfield, and then they did this new one with Tom.
Better be careful what you say about Tom Holland, Jordan.
I almost said Tom Haverford, and I'm like,
Tom
wait a minute,
Haverford.
that's not right.
Can you imagine if Aziz Ansari was the next Spider-Man? I'd go watch that, dude. Master of None, and he's just a web slinger with a pot belly. I would love it.
Oh my gosh.
He's getting into awkward situations on dates and stuff. That would be a fun Spider-Man. I would watch the heck out of that.
Dude, I will watch any superhero that's fat. Like Fat Thor in the Avengers.
As a plus-size person myself, I definitely identify with the fat superheroes.
You are not plus size.
But I don't appreciate all the fat shaming on top of it. I don't know why that's like... Like Thor looked good. I mean, his freaking pecs looked great. His stomach looked really unhealthy, though. Like, there was probably a tumor growing in there. I almost wish they would have done more for the chin, though, because he wore the beard. But I wish he would have done, like, a fat neck. I would have really liked to see that. I watched this movie the first time, and I loved it. And I remember kicking myself in the foot, thinking I did not see this in theater. I had an opportunity to go see it. I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score, and it's like a darn near perfect movie. And I was like, oh, did I miss out? It's an animated movie, so is it going to be, like, for children? or does it have like deeper meanings and themes? I finally saw this movie and I was like, oh, this is the best movie I've seen all year. I'm not kidding, hands down. And I was like, why aren't more people talking about this? I thought it was actually the making of the Spider-Verse, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire. How they made all the Spider-Man movies. There's gonna be like Stan Lee cameo and he'd be like, yeah, so this is how we came up with Spider-Man.
You thought it was like a documentary?
Yeah, and I think if I had saw the trailer, I think it would have pushed me to go see the movie, and that's the problem, man. But sometimes when I watch the trailer, I get really bummed out because it spoils the movie. When I saw it the second time for this podcast, I watched it with a friend. He didn't like it, and he's like a concept artist for Raven Software. He designs video games, and I'm like, this is the perfect movie to watch with him. And all he could do was bash on it, but it is phenomenal. This movie is just a masterpiece. Each subsequent viewing, I catch little details, and I would call it a hidden movie gem because I missed it. All you other smart folks out there that went and saw this in theater, I'm so proud of you. Anna.
First time I watched it, it was in my room and it was so dark. And then the animation was just like lighting up my entire room the whole movie. It was like on steroids. I was like, what is happening? It was just so intense the whole time. But I thought it was a really great movie. I don't know anyone that saw it in theaters, but I wish I saw it in theaters. Tom Holland is the one I'd see in theaters, not this one. So, let's not talk about it.
Her true loyalty.
Oh, okay, I get it. So yeah, it's not enough eye candy.
We talking about that belly and the Peter Parker that was some eye candy, dude, in the alternate universe. Cut to me doing push-ups and sit-ups, and he's eating pizza on his bed.
We're gonna go around and say 2 things that we love about this film.
Oh, well, the first one's obvious. Nicolas Cage is the best part of this movie.
Spider-Man Noir.
Wherever I go, the wind follows me.
I can't believe they got him in it. It just makes me so happy. If he can make a cameo in every single movie to ever exist, then I will be the happiest person on this planet.
Yeah, what movie would not be improved by adding a little Nick Cage, right?
Oh my gosh. Every movie. I hope he decides to start making cameos in every film ever.
There should be a movement where we should just like Photoshop him in every movie. It makes it better. More centric.
I love everything about this movie. It's so hard to pick one thing. This movie has an E.T. moment, and too many movies try to have a million E.T. moments, and it's like, no, just pick one. And it's the scene where he has that leap of faith. That shot when he's upside down in the city. I mean, I get goosebumps every time. I can't get over how amazing that shot is.
With the song What's Up Danger in the background.
It's unbelievable.
Have you worked out to that soundtrack, Cameron, a few times? I can see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Makes me feel like I'm Spider-Man.
And when I say E.T. moment, I'm just talking about when he's riding his bike over the moon, you know, and it's that moment you can never forget, that iconic moment.
I actually thought you meant like the alien showed up in this movie. I have a hard time narrowing it down to 2 because one of my favorite things is actually the animation. And at first, my eyes were like getting jittery, and I almost thought I was either getting a headache, a seizure, or I was going into a coma.
All 3 at once.
So I'm like shaking in my chair, but I realized why they did this. One,
Well, I thought I had a bad internet connection. I'm like, what is going on? It is glitching out.
I thought about it probably in the beginning, but afterwards I never noticed it again. Your eyes make the transitions for you. But what's cool is they didn't do a blur between each one because the idea was to, like a comic book, you have a perfect frame image of what you're seeing. So when you make a full-length movie, rather than do like choppy claymation, stop motion, it kind of had that feel of stop motion where he'll move, but there's not a blur between the shots. So it's like picture after picture. And the idea was that you could pause the movie at any time and it would be a desktop background picture-esque moment or shot. And you're right, there's several different moments that are so iconic and so beautiful. The second is the story. I watched Spider-Man Homecoming and I loved it. I still even enjoyed Far From Home. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I loved it even more. I'm like, how is this happening? Because I'm like an apologist for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I love Tobey Maguire. I think he did a great job. Andrew Garfield was just fine. I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but this one is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, which is insane because I love Spider-Man 2 and I wish more films were like this. They've already greenlit a sequel, I heard, but I would love to see more shows like this that take a risk. Even in a story that you think you've heard before, you can still still invert it and make it fresh, exciting, and very captivating.
A bit more details about feeling like a book. There was a few transitions that actually flipped like a book.
Yeah, and then go ahead, Surgeon.
No, you're probably going to get into the dots, right?
Yeah, not even just the dots, but they also, when you print on sheets of paper, you have red, yellow, and blue printing over each other. So it's 3 different colors to get the shades of all the different colors of the rainbow. So sometimes if your pages were just a millimeter off, it would almost like be lagged.
Is anyone gonna address that? A milli-inch? What the freak are you talking about?
Yeah, I caught myself.
We have our own vocabulary on this podcast.
Yeah. If you just move a milli-inch over, the different inks would show. You would actually see the yellow, the blue, and the red dispersed from each other, and that kind of gives you that crazy 3D movie look. But that's what's cool is you can see it around the borders of the characters' outlines. You can see it in the buildings. You're watching a claymation 3D movie without glasses. But it works. This movie somehow pulled it off. That must have been so hard to clear. Movies don't take these kinds of chances these days. Anna, how about you?
I really like the story, how it's not just about the one Spider-Man. It's all about his dad, and there's his uncle, and then there's the rest of the spider people. I love the bad guy. He is so weird. He is so big for no reason.
Are you referring to like the giant morphous of a man?
Kingpin.
I love him.
I almost call him Pinhead. I was like, what's his name? He's just like a bowling ball of a guy. Holy cow, that guy is huge. He's like a wrecking ball.
I love the animation, though. It's just so different. I've never seen a movie like that, ever. It was the first.
Ooh. So definitely, like you guys already mentioned, number one is soundtrack. And even just the score overall. Like, I loved the theme for the guy with the claws, or whatever, his uncle.
Yes.
Like, I just love every time he just like walks into the scene, he's like, "Duh!" And you're just like super like on edge, like, oh freak, no. I just love the cinematography in comic book style. And certain moments, I loved how they kind of just smoothly like addressed it. Why are my thoughts so loud? He's like, ah, and then the A's are following him as he's falling. Certain things like that, I made me really enjoy it because it kind of just brought like the dynamic style instead of other films where it's like trying to like take itself too serious, you know? Yes, we're a comic book. It had a lot of good chemistry between kind of the characters because like the pig character and the kind of the Chinese chick or whatever.
He was so cute.
Like they were kind of weird, but they did a good amount of them because they didn't have them on too much, but they had like their little spotlight and you're kind of like, yeah, they're kind of funny versus like other movies when they have a bunch of characters, like every character has to have like the same amount of screen time.
Jar Jar Binks. George Lucas in an interview. Jar Jar Binks is the most fundamental character of this movie. If Jar Jar Binks doesn't work, the whole movie doesn't work. Here we are years later. Did we learn?
And people are making theories about Darth Jar Jar.
Do you guys have anything you dislike about this movie?
I had a kind of a beef with like the continuity with invisibility. When he was in his uncle's apartment, his uncle was like right up next to him and couldn't see him. And then when he leaves the apartment, he's going down the stairs or whatever. And then he like looks at him and he can see him now. And I was like, he's still invisible, but now you can see him, but you couldn't see him when you're like 2 inches away from him. I was kind of like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. I'll let it slip.
I also had the same thought. I was trying to think in my head, what could it be? Maybe because you know how he couldn't really control his invincibility? Maybe he kind of just went out of it for a second.
Yeah, possibly. Or when he's moving, it's easier for him to identify.
Maybe he's got like a thing on his glasses that he had to turn on for the heat signature.
Possibly.
Or maybe it's like Call of Duty and he had that ability.
Thermal imaging, yeah.
8 seconds invisible. Oh, don't move.
Oh, this is nerdy. You guys are such nerds. See, I'm trying to find bad things, but I'm actually just gonna say another thing that I like. For some reason, when I watch these movies where you have this villain who's got like this earth-shattering device, and they're like, turn it on! I want to be the ruler of the world. You don't understand. Everything as we know it will die. You'll die. You'll be the ruler of nothing. You're gonna reduce the world to rubble. What's great is his motivation is brought by the fact that he just wants to see his wife and his kid again. The fact that Spider-Man was kind of a catalyst in his family seeing him, you know, Kingpin fighting Spider-Man, it like upset them and they run away and they, spoiler alert, they die. And so he's like trying to get them back, pulling them through another dimension or something, robbing some other Kingpin that's gonna, you know, miss out. Maybe he was trying to steal him from a universe where Kingpin had already died from a heart attack.
Who's gonna be in the second one and gonna come back and be like, give me back my wife? Kingpin versus Kingpin. I'm back. I love the part when he's like, watch, he's gonna say, you have 24 hours. He's like, you got 24 hours.
Get my flowers.
It was like a self-aware enough to where it wasn't cringy. It added to kind of like the flair of the film.
One gripe I had was when the uncle who takes off his mask to reveal to Peter that he's Phantom. Why is he taking off his mask?
He's home. Why wouldn't he take it off?
Yeah, I guess.
Does he just go to bed in it?
Sleeps in it, man. There's jammies.
Have you ever worn a Halloween mask, Ty? You sweat and it's hard to breathe in those things? Not fun.
That's what I love. He's like, don't forget baby powder. Can't be chafing out there. He's giving him all the advice. That's all the advice you have for me?
It's like wearing these, these masks everybody tells you to wear during this COVID thing. The second I have a chance to take it off, I will, because it's just like not fun to breathe in. It sucks.
Jordan, do you not care about seniors? Do you wish they would all die? Gosh.
Did you know our cousin Sandy
gosh.
has COVID?
Wait, what?
She tested positive today. Sandy, our cousin.
What?
Wait,
What?
slow down. We have family that has COVID-19.
Sonny's been going to too many of those parties.
Jeez, we wanted to do this a lighthearted podcast, Anna. Look at you. You're just
Talking about COVID, okay?
She's not gonna die.
I just mentioned our family member.
I appreciate you letting me know. It's just really weird to find out news. This podcast, we just found out that our family is dying of
news.
COVID right now. It's so scary. Okay, well, our thoughts and prayers will be with her. Jeez. Oh, she's okay? Or is she she's not hospitalized or
She's
anything?
fine.
She's fine. She's
Yeah,
fine.
she's
She's
19.
great.
She's gonna be
The
alright.
amount of videos I'm sent every day of her acting dramatic. Oh my god.
Oh, good. I guess you're right. I guess he would take his mask off. I'm grasping at straws here. I'm like, I can't think of anything. Another thing I loved is the character reveals. See, because I thought I had learned better from Homecoming and into this.
Far From Home.
They both had these character plot reveals that are like, and I don't want to spoil it, but I will. So if you don't want spoilers.
Okay.
You have Vulture's character is revealed. That was a phenomenal twist. And the twist from Jake Gyllenhaal's character. And then this one, the uncle. And then not only the uncle, but you also had Doc Ock. It's the scientist, and you're like, how does she play in all this? And then Catherine Hahn is Doc Ock, who's, you just think she's like this nerdy scientist at the school, but then you find out that she's Otto Octavius. That was a great reveal, because I did not see that coming. I guess I just always seen Dr. Octavius as like a dude, so it was really cool to see. It threw my expectations, because I just wasn't thinking of it. That's why I love this movie. It keeps subverting your expectations. The whole movie is predicated on whether Miles Morales actually fits the archetype of a saving superhero, the Spider-Man, right? My only other gripe would be, not another origin story, right? How many times can you do it? This movie had like 4 or 5 different origin stories in this movie about the Spider-Man, and I loved it.
I loved how they even made fun of it when they're at the house. My uncle's the killer or whatever. Man, that's a dark origin story or whatever. they were making fun of like his origin story like in the making. They're like, geez, that's a dark origin story after they'd already told theirs. Like, it was really clever.
And all of them have been through horrific stuff. Great moment of laughter. This is a testament to this movie, guys. We can't really say anything bad about it. So all you listeners out there, go see this movie. Holy cow.
The one other quick one is just like the reason that the uncle stopped obviously was because he knew it was Miles, because he took off his mask and then Kingpin shot him. And I'm like, if Kingpin could like shoot him, wouldn't he have seen Miles's face, or wouldn't he have known like why would this guy just stop for no reason? So wouldn't he have known Miles' possible identity? Not sure exactly how well he saw or how well he knows his assassins or whatever. It's very nitpicky.
You got a Nilla folder back at the office, but maybe you didn't recognize it offhand. Oh, but that's another thing. The action in this movie is so exciting. Like, it's a cartoon, but holy cow, the way they staged and shot everything, the fights, you actually feel this sense of dread the whole time you watch. You're just like, I hope everyone gets out. Like, I think one of my favorite fight scenes is when they fight in Aunt May's house. Poor Aunt May's house, it just gets destroyed.
Destroyed.
But Aunt May holds her own. She's like literally
She
fighting
destroyed
off.
the zombie guy. She
Yeah,
just beating the
fighting.
crap out of it. She's like, I said take it outside.
I got so pumped and energetic watching this movie, I just needed to go run.
It makes you just want to be a superhero. He's like, anyone could be it. I'm like, I could be Spider-Man, jump off a house. It reminds me of like a Key and Peele. There's this one dude, he wins like a football game or whatever. And he's like, kids, you can literally fly. I'm not talking metaphorically. Go out your windows and jump. You can fly. And then there's like a later press conference. He's like, I feel like my words were misinterpreted. And after the loss of some children's lives, I just really want to say that I wasn't saying that you could literally fly. That's like the overall feeling afterwards. Like, you can be Spider-Man. You can do things.
That reminds me of one of my favorite quotes in this movie, and he's like, I have to save the city. And the guy in the crowd's like, hey, he meant it as a metaphor.
Not you exactly. He was talking metaphorically.
There's a lot of great lines in this one. I don't even remember if they say the words like great power comes with great responsibility.
They did actually once. He's telling his origin story. His Uncle Ben says it to him.
Right.
And then he tries to mention it again, and he's like, don't you finish that sentence.
Well, and the dad, he's like, great power comes great, what does he say? Holds you responsible, what is something authority?
George just had a seizure. He's glitching.
Well,
It was really nice the way he said it.
no, the cop said it in another way, and the son's like, that's not the expression at all.
Gosh, this movie is so good. I think there are character arcs in this movie that are so poignant. I love Miles Morales' relationship to his father and also consequentially to his uncle. I also love the relationship that Peter B. Parker has at the end with MJ. There's like a really tender moment. There was like 4 or 5 satisfying character arcs that you see to fruition, and it's like, everyone wins. You get an Academy Award. You get the Academy Award.
I watched it the second time, Ty, with Mom, and then she was like, I love watching a movie that promotes family and such a good overall message. And I was like, yeah, you're missing the point. It's just overall amazing, but it talks about that too. I love the part when he hugs his dad. I love you. What? Thank you for your service. I look forward to working with you. Like trying to lower his voice and trying to sound like an adult. I think the one who wins it is Peter B. Parker from the alternate dimension. Every single scene he was in and every comment he made, I was just like, oh man, this dude's too good.
I'll answer this by saying it's hands down Nicolas Cage.
Oh, really?
Have you ever stared into the abyss and thought about your existence?
Is this green? No. Blue? No. Purple?
My favorite, though, is when the guy's outside the door when they're breaking in, and he grabs one of them with his spider web, and he goes, shh, 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 shh. It's so funny.
I would run this movie up against any Disney film.
Easy money.
Was this Sony?
Yeah.
I can't believe Disney didn't get their hands on this. That blows my mind.
That's why it's a masterpiece.
Disney they partnered with Sony to have Spider-Man in the Avengers, but they don't own.
And did you catch that too? This is the same animation studio that did Lego Movie, which makes sense because Phil Lord, I'm guessing, had his hand in that as well.
He's so funny. There's so many laugh out loud moments. And you're right, Cameron. Peter B. Parker is the comic relief, but he's also the mentor character that you don't expect. It almost gets me to tear up when he has that moment where he's talking to MJ and he's wearing a Spider-Man outfit. All of the waiters at the place are in Spider-Man outfits, so she doesn't know. She thinks he's the waiter at the table, and he goes,
The bread.
and she's like, can we get more bread? And he goes, I am so sorry. I wasn't there to get you bread. It's so great. Like, there's this really sweet moment at the very end. He's like, go, Miles, I'll take care of this. And Miles is like, Peter, it's a leap of faith. You know, he's the one that has to teach his mentor to be brave enough to go back to his dimension so he can go right the wrongs of his own dimension. It's just so deep. He wins it for me
Because you go from like the beginning, his quotes, like when he's introducing him, and I handled it like a champ. And he's like in the shower crying. He's like, and then he's like watching TV, eating pizza, and he's like, did you know that seahorses mate for life? I love when he's swinging with Miles. We're like a team. I'm like the mentor, and I could do it really good. And you could do it like me, but just not as good.
Talking about swinging together, when he first zaps him and he knocks him out, and then he has to be, and he's attached to him, it reminds me of Mad Max when they handcuff each other together and they have to fight. Scenes like that are so clever and fun.
That's honestly what I felt like made the continuity really well. I've never understood that in superhero movies, in their suit in like public, people are just totally chill, like, oh, there's Batman. But in this one, you could understand because there's so many costumes. You're just like, oh, it's just another wannabe Spider-Man, or just like another kid wearing a costume. There's 2 weirdos in New York trying to be like Spider-Man.
Did you catch what the cop said too when he was like running with them?
There's
like,
a Spider-Man dragging a homeless man.
Miles Morales, he's my favorite Spider-Man, hands down. Anna, no disrespect. Tom Holland, he's got mad respect.
I don't want to hear it. No. No.
Have you seen Tom Holland shirtless though, Ty?
I thought we'd be talking about Tom Holland Spider-Man on this podcast. Yeah.
I was looking forward to it, but I guess not.
I think everyone pulls their weight evenly.
It's an overall consensus that Nick Cage won it.
Nick. It's phenomenal. Like, no one stands out to me. Everyone stands out. How do you do that? How is that even possible? Phil Lord, man, he's a genius. I would argue that the Frankenstein guy, he didn't get an arc. he was just a goon.
I was gonna say kind of the mom. She didn't do bad.
She didn't do anything.
I just didn't really feel like the same connection.
She gets left out, doesn't she?
They tried to give her like that kind of the ethnicity like connection. I was like, that's kind of cool that she like spoke Spanish, but then like she just kind of like disappears, and you're like,
Okay, bye.
And it's kind of sad because you can tell that Miles gets along better with his mom because she's always like getting mad at the dad and like he's tired or he's mad, he's frustrated, and like having to explain Miles' situation to the dad.
Well, Cameron, this sounds eerily way too much like your own personal life, man. Are you still talking about the movie, right?
Yeah, I related to Miles a little too well. That's why I was about to jump out a window, dude. I am Miles. I just gotta take that leap of faith.
Oh my god.
Can you give me a quote, Ty, from the Spider-Man video game? I just have to hear one or two.
Oh, Spider-Man 2. Thanks, Spider-Man. Like, it's the same cadence every time.
You saved someone's life from Rhino.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
It's like almost sarcastic.
And you're always getting yelled at about taking photos.
Bruce Campbell doing all of the old appearances and also in the video games. Your mother and I are very proud. I love Bruce Campbell making these like witty one-liners when you would do the game tutorial. He was like the narrator that would tell you like, hey, you're Peter Parker. Let me explain to you about your powers. Yeah, it's so cool. Video games are amazing. Gosh, is there anything that Spider-Man does not do well? The toys are awesome. The video games are amazing. The movies are great.
He doesn't do this well.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the
this is-
dance.
And we did this. We don't really talk about this a lot.
Excluding this one, who would be the best Spider-Man that we've seen to date? Anna, we'll start with you.
I think you know my answer. It's not like I'm wearing a sweatshirt or anything with him on it. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No way.
Is Tom Holland on your sweatshirt?
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awesome.
Anna, you are wearing a Nike swoosh jacket and it has Tom Holland chilling.
I mean, and I met him, so. I don't
You
know.
met Tom Holland? Are you kidding me?
Comic Con. He was so beautiful. I nearly passed out. Let's just say.
He's even more beautiful in person.
I saw. I was like, I cannot walk in this room.
He's like, what's your name? And you're like,
Nah.
As he walked away, it's like, I touched his butt. Security tackled me. It was glorious. Anna, that's
so
awesome.
we definitely know Anna's vote.
Jordan, who's the best Spider-Man?
I was going to say Tobey Maguire, but then I forgot about Nicolas Cage, so.
He said excluding this movie.
Oh, boo.
Can we pick a Tobey Maguire from a specific film? Mine's Tobey Maguire, the third one.
Yes.
The third.
I love him in the third one, and he's doing that
Looks at the
dance.
chicks, dude. That makes
See,
me
yeah,
moan.
that movie was just a victim of its time. Like, people did not understand. Sam Raimi is like a cheesy horror movie director. But, like, when I mean cheesy, like, he's over the top and he's awesome. You could argue it didn't belong in a Spider-Man movie, but I'm like, this is your third one. Swing for the fences.
Swung and he missed.
The movie didn't think it was being self-serious. Peter thought he was being self-serious. He thought he was such a cool big deal because he had straightened his hair and was being a bit of a bad boy, but he's still a dork. Delusions of grandeur. I'm an apologist for the movie.
There's something about Tobey Maguire, because even in Molly's game, them reenacting, Michael Cera reenacting Tobey Maguire as the gambler, I was just imagining Tobey Maguire in that situation. Like, I don't know why. Anything Tobey Maguire does, I love him.
He scares me.
He's such a creepy human being.
He's so creepy.
I saw Molly's game. So wait, Michael Cera's character was playing Tobey Maguire, like real life. Oh my gosh.
If I was at Comic-Con and Tobey Maguire was there and Tom, whatever his name is.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, I would have ran up to Tobey Maguire.
Ran up to Tobey Maguire and given him a kiss.
Last name, please. Jeez. So creepy. I would never choose him.
Toby? Where are you, boy? Security!
My pick is definitely like Tom Holland. I was just joking about Spider-Man 3. Just because I really like how I felt like Tom Holland's more accurate to kind of like comics of having him as a young teenager and like
yeah.
more of a nerd. You can tell how popular a person is by like their best friend.
What, Cameron, you're saying you don't relate to a 20-year-old in high school?
Yeah, like Andrew Garfield, who's like a 20-year-old model and is dating like the hottest chick in the school. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can tell he's get bullied in high school and is a nerd.
Literally.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
Andrew Garfield, bless his heart. Like, I actually think he's a really good actor. You watch movies like Silent and Hacksaw Ridge, but...
Not good at doing accents though. Sorry, I had to say that. Trying to take that little shot at Hacksaw.
Another good movie, 99 Homes, is another great one.
It's nothing against Andrew. It's just he just doesn't fit the role. It's
Yeah, you could argue that the third one didn't work.
like they ruined Venom and they try to put too much in it. So
Yes,
Oh,
my
yeah.
criticisms are exactly right there.
they made Venom more like Carnage. He figured out like the secret in like 3 seconds. He's like, let me just make these sounds and the vibrations will take the alien symbiote off you. I'm like, that arc took about 3 minutes. Nice.
Speaking of Venom, the Venom movie with Tom Hardy is...
It's so funny.
It is the greatest comedy of 2019.
It's actually super funny. Dude, I actually really enjoyed it.
Drones are flying through the city from this corporation, blowing up cars and killing hundreds of people. And he goes, incredible. The CEO of the company's just like, this is great. Wow.
The Tobey Maguire's kind of like the older, like the 20 plus. He kind of has that college, young adult vibe versus like the teenager kind of like humor and situation of life.
It's crazy how well you pegged that, Cameron. Me and Jordan are like the old farts on this podcast.
Yeah, we're different generations.
You relate to the old man, but I have to be honest, I am definitely wedded to like Sam Raimi. He holds such a place in my heart. Like Tobey Maguire did such a good job with what he was given. This was before superhero movies were a thing, and he made 3 Spider-Man movies. Like that's how successful of a director he was. At a time where superhero movies didn't happen. Like they were laughed at.
I love Tom Holland, but I think I would have to give the best film is the second Spider-Man with Doc Ock.
It still holds up. The action is so much fun to watch. Peter's life sucking so bad. That movie, Sam Raimi is just like urinating on Spider-Man, dude. Like, he has had such a rough life, and that's such a fun one. But anyway, we've talked too long about that. Favorite quotes?
When the pig is like, that's all, folks, and then he jumps off, and then Parker's like, is he allowed to say that, like, legally? Clever humor, where it's like self-aware.
Oh yeah, because Disney, man, they will sue you.
Well, wait, that's Looney Tunes, though, isn't it? That's all, folks. The pig.
But they're Warner Bros, right?
Oh, good point.
Just as evil as Disney, man. They all want their money, sinking their claws into everything. I love the moment where they're all closing in on Miles, and they're all like, can you do this? Can you do this? Like, fundamental things about being Spider-Man. He's like, can you smell a pie and float through the air? The design for him was like different animation. I thought that was so cool.
The touch, the hey. Like, that part got me laughing so hard.
Oh,
When his
yeah.
uncle's like, hey. So I'm supposed to go, hey? No. Hey. And they just went over that like multiple times. I love how that arced into like him doing the electric touch on Kingpin. Hey. That was sick. Yeah, I was totally just nerding and geeking out on this entire film. I was like, oh, break out.
One last quote from Nick Cage is just when he's like, I'm gonna take this, referring to the Rubik's Cube. I don't understand it, but maybe someday I will.
And then you see him, he solves it at the end.
Yeah.
He solves it like right at the end. I'm like, how the fudge do you do it in a black and white world on Earth?
Slight shade variations. Movies that are similar to this.
Avengers Endgame, the last one, it definitely felt a lot like this. Like, it even had Fat Thor.
Giving everyone their fair share of screen time.
Yes.
Everyone's plot kind of morphing into the story and just like having that interaction with everyone. They did a really good job with that.
What is the deeper meaning of this movie? Relationships are the best, man. Coronavirus, you know, you never know when your cousin's going to contract it and you learn about this horrifying news on the podcast, caught unawares. Now I feel like a terrible family member. I didn't even know this. Jeez.
Yeah, none of you wished happy birthday to me either besides Cameron, so.
Oh my gosh.
Today's your birthday?
Today's your birthday?
It was like a week and a half ago.
Oh,
Close though.
I'm sorry, Anna.
I thought that counts.
Hey, happy belated birthday. Keep your family close. What was I saying?
Ty, relationships are so important.
Apparently I don't follow the morals of these movies. They don't rub off on me. I'm so sorry.
What the movie meant to me or like what the message it was trying to convey. Anyone can be the hero of their story. You don't have to be the hero of like everything. Mary Jane, when she said Peter believed that anyone could have been behind the mask, there's not any specific thing that was like he was chosen. He was called like upon. He had to make the most of it. Got to make with what you got.
All right.
If that made any sense at all.
What you got, Cam? Would you recommend this movie?
Oh, 100% yes.
Absolutely. If mom liked it,
Indubitably, I definitely would recommend this movie. Perfect movie. Perfect segue into our podcast game. We are going to build a perfect movie.
this movie and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. 100%, baby.
Hey, that was my joke from last time. Nice try. You can't take that. Anna, how this is played is we take 2 movies' Rotten Tomatoes scores and combine them to equal 100%. Why don't we do superhero movies? There's so many of them.
Oh, I already got my first one, baby.
Don't do 2 Marvel movies. Cameron, why don't you start us off?
Starting off with the best movie possibly ever made. Justice League, baby. Give me that 10%. Yeah. Starting off low.
He can't do it if he knows the percentage, right?
Do you already know it?
I don't know the percentage.
Oh, you're guessing. Okay.
I'm assuming he's guessing.
I'm just making sure you aren't cheating.
Cameron just carries it around in his pocket. He knows. Okay, so Cameron, you did Justice League. The original one?
No, not the original ones are the one that was made like 2 years ago. That is 2.5 hours of movie that me and Jordan suffered through.
I think I know which one.
Yeah, with the CGI'd out his mustache.
CGI mustache.
I actually haven't seen Justice League. How bad is that?
I haven't seen it.
Don't.
Oh,
Okay.
it hurts.
It's not even worth your time, like legit.
Good.
Well, except his CGI mustache. If you can find a clip of that,
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
was
it's worth watching.
We were
it.
laughing
Yeah.
hysterically. They close up on his face, and you can just totally tell.
It's so cringy.
Isn't Superman's hair super indestructible? Like, I know that's a plot point. So how does he shave? Why didn't they just have him with a beard? Does he laser it off? Is that what he does? Like, I've always wondered
He
this.
uses his eyes.
Yeah, he just uses his evil eyes and he looks straight down
Ricochets
at his
off
beard.
the mirror. Cuts himself while shaving. Kills himself.
Does he just use a razor? Because how does that work? Because no razor could cut his facial hair.
Maybe he uses kryptonite. It's like kryptonite shavings on the razor. He's like, oh.
That was a stroke of genius right there.
He passes out every once in a while.
And then after he passes out, Batman walks right over him and is like, Martha, why you say That's how he wakes him up.
We are still playing this game, Jordan.
It's called Phantom or something like that. It's got the guy from The Mummy.
Oh boy, Phantom of the Opera.
Mummy with the Brendan Fraser one.
The mummy.
It's got the mummy. The
mummy?
The mummy.
The mummy.
The Phantom. Dude, it is not showing up. Let's say this is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this film does not exist or anything goes in your head.
It does because I own it.
You have the only copy.
Billy Zane, that's his name. Gosh dang it.
Yes, Billy Zane. Oh, from Titanic. That's right. Yeah, the Phantom of 1986.
Oh, Titanic. That's what he's from. Gosh dang
Yeah,
it.
but no, I think, is that the same actor? No, I don't know. I don't think it's the same actor, Jordan.
All right, irrelevant. Continue.
I have a child. Yeah, that's him.
Anna.
Batman versus Superman. That was disgusting.
Okay, yeah, that's a safe bet, yeah.
Why did you say that name?
Dude, that should be just villain 101. If you're about to get killed or anything, if you're about to die, say your enemy's mother's name.
Sorry, Ty, you're right. It is a different person, but they look exactly the same.
No, there's definitely some similarities, and that's why I had to ask, because I was like, wait a second. Oh, I just thought of the movie and I lost it. What was it?
Sure, he probably saw the score and he's like, oh no, I'm going to do a different one.
Whoa, it's way too high.
Dude, I do not cheat on this game. These movies are so forgettable.
It's so bad.
Ty, just go with Suicide Squad. That one's an absolute bomb. That is a dumpster fire.
Suicide Squad is bad.
I'll do Suicide Squad, the first one.
Don't forget about my boy Slipknot. He can climb out of anything. Boom. See you later. Gone. Out of the plot. Climb out of that
When
freaking
that guy
bomb in his
flies
head.
up out of there and gets shot and hits the wall, that literally had me laughing out loud. And I was like, that's kind of dark. Why am I laughing at this moment? Oh, that's dark.
As if that's a super good skill.
Could he climb out of this movie fast enough?
Apparently not.
Jordan, you picked... I don't remember what movies you picked.
Ty has dementia.
Phantom.
Starring Billy Zane, 43%.
What? Oh, okay. I'm all right with that.
Suicide Squad got 27%.
Did it really?
I'm surprised it got that bad. Although that dance that the Enchantress does literally had me laughing in the theater too. I was the only one that laughed when she's doing the body contortions. She's like doing something to bring a beam out of the sky to resurrect a demon. It's so stupid.
Sky beams.
Cameron, you had Justice League. It was 40%.
What? Oh my gosh, that makes me sick, dude.
Anna, you had Batman versus Superman. That got 28%.
How did Batman vs Superman was more enjoyable than Justice League? That's
That's bullcrap.
It's just because of the cast. And they had Jason Momoa, and they're like, "Oh, freaky! If we give him a bad rating, he's gonna kill us." Do you bleed? That's like the best line in the entire movie is "Do you bleed?" And then they just overplayed it to where it just killed it.
That was an exciting trailer. I remember seeing it, being like, "Oh, I'm excited."
That's another movie that the trailer is more exciting than the film.
You know what's crazy? I saw a double feature at a drive-in. It was 10 Cloverfield Lane and Batman vs Superman.
It's quite the combo.
I watched 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I was like, wow, that was a surprising film. I loved it. And then I watched Batman vs Superman. I was like, we can go home. They're like, there's still 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, we can go home right now.
Oh, no, we're fine.
I already turned my car on, and I was like backing out of the drive-in.
I saw somebody make fun of the Batman v Superman trailer. They're like, this is the whole movie. He says, do you bleed? And then Superman zaps him with his eye lasers and he dies. Literally could have killed him in 2 seconds.
Or just flew right through him, right? Just like literally just popped right through him and shattered him. But no, he literally waited around to breathe in kryptonite.
He could have just ran through him like A-Train.
Yeah, I remember when I was watching in the movie when he was like, why'd you say that name? I was like, wait, what did he say? I thought he like insulted his mama. He's like, your mama. Like, why'd you say that? I was like, wait, did he curse his mom or something? Like, no, like what? Like, he literally said a your mama joke and it saved his life. Like, it spared his life. I thought I was crazy. I literally turned to, I don't even remember who I was watching this with. The movie's so forgettable. I don't remember who I was with. I feel like I suffered amnesia. But I was like, what happened? What did I miss? Why is this
What did Jerry
significant?
say?
What did he say? What did you say about my mama? What did you say about my mama? I just thought that would make him mad, but he's like, say Martha. Like, why'd you say that name?
Superman whipping out your mom jokes, saving his life.
Earlier in the film, you literally had Ben Affleck said, even if there was a 1% chance possibility, we have to take it as an absolute certainty. He literally says that about like an alien that could wipe out the human race. He's talking about Superman. And the fact that he said his name, the 1% chance, 99%, just throw it all out the window because he shares a common name with his mother and your mother. What a stupid twist.
Are you kidding me, Ty? I almost got emotional at that. I'm like, I love my mama too.
Jordan's like, I spared the life of my enemy and the fate of civilization because I shared a common name. Martha, it's not even a special name. Like, is it?
It's not the name. It's
Mary.
about mom. It's about a mother.
No, because Martha's another stand-in for, like, Mary, right? So it's the savior of the world. Yeah, it's Christ's symbolism. Zack Schneider bringing out the Christianity in all of us. And everyone did not respond well. So, okay, so I need to do one that's 70, 73. Is Ant-Man 2?
Lost, dude. That's a reach, dude.
It's risky.
A recent Marvel's
It
gonna
is
get
risky.
guaranteed 70 or 80.
Yes, I know it's not going to be low 60.
So you might get 100% exactly, or you're gonna bust.
Or you about to bust, yeah.
Yeah. Aquaman, is that too good? I actually really liked Aquaman, but it had problems, didn't
It was
it?
enjoyable. Brave.
I got mine. Howard the Duck. I like how we're doing all these DC movies. This cracks me up.
No one was brave enough to touch Marvel, man.
Yeah, I'll do Iron Man 2.
Oh, fudge. I hate you. Oh. I can't go Marvel. I just gotta go DC.
No, you got it, Cameron. There's plenty of bad Marvel ones. Go, do it.
No, you just want me to bust.
Incredible Hulk.
Or I could go with Thor Dark World.
Should have gone with the Hulk.
Oh, if I bust, I'm gonna cry. Come on.
Anna, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, 28%. Iron Man 2, 73%. I'm sorry, Anna, you go over by 1%. You're at 101%.
Oh my
Are you kidding me?
That
Yeah.
is insane.
I am baffled. Iron Man 2 had 73%. You touch anything
That
Marvel?
is way overrated.
That's ridiculous.
It's like
Boo.
Disney paid off some people or something.
That
They
is
bought
some-
all
yeah,
the
dude.
critics.
There's no way that's a 73%. That's some cheese.
I want my bird. He literally had this technology and designed whips with this
Yeah, it's like,
technology.
what? Why?
He designed electromagnetic
Whips.
Cameron, you're right about not choosing Marvel. I did not realize all their movies.
Marvel, do not touch it, dude.
That's what I'm worried about. What did I do?
You're screwed.
Oh, yeah. I did the second Thor, but they didn't love Thor at the moment.
Cameron, you did 40% Justice League. Thor: The Dark World, 66%.
So close.
You bust by 6%.
You guys should have stayed out
Dang
of
it.
Marvel.
Jordan's about to win with like 12%.
So Jordan, you did The Phantom, with Billy Zane. It was 43%. Howard the Duck, 15%. So you got a total of 58%. I did Suicide Squad, 27%. Aquaman, 65%. I scored 92%.
Ooh, that was well done.
Yes.
Whatever.
Cheating.
So sorry.
Boo.
See you later, Jordan.
Believe it or not, my wife told me that we were expecting after we saw Aquaman. So I had like a positive association with that movie, and I thought it was actually really enjoyable. Jason Momoa was great.
It was enjoyable.
It was great. It kind of had like beats like similar to like the Uncharted video games, like or like Indiana Jones, right? He's like archaeologist or something like that, discovering treasure
Still
and
needed
stuff.
way more Black Manta.
Is it the worst scene that your wife was like, I gotta tell Ty? What made her want to tell you?
I know, just like after the movie, I think we were talking. It was just like a date night, and then she told me afterwards. And it won me this game, so I'm the best.
I'm having a fish child.
Yeah, and he's a mermaid, so pretty cool. He's a merman.
He's not yours. What?
You're not the dad. It's Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's
Aquaman
face.
is the father.
Came out with a
Oh,
full
God.
beard.
Born with that ponytail from Game of Thrones.
We end every podcast by saying good movies that we've seen lately and movies that we're excited to see.
I haven't really seen any movies, but I'm really excited to see Black Widow. Oh my gosh, I wanted to see that so bad. But no, it's not being released, so...
Yeah, thanks,
Just
COVID.
like everything else we're waiting
I
for.
know, it's ridiculous.
It's all because it's Sandy getting COVID. It's all her fault.
Exactly. She canceled it.
Ty just glitched again. Sandy.
I know, I almost thought, like, did I cross the line? That was really dark. It's like, it's all her fault.
Thanks,
I
Sandy.
can't have fun. Yeah, thanks, Sandy.
Way to go.
Any movies you've seen lately?
Not really. I don't have a movie list to watch. I don't really have anything to watch.
Just endless YouTube videos of stalking Tom Holland outside his
Okay.
home or something like that.
No, I watched Markiplier, okay?
Have you seen him shirtless though, Ty?
Have you seen him
Exactly.
shirtless? Have you seen him shirtless, though?
Ty's looking it up right now.
Ty's like shirtless. Tom Holland.
The screen goes
I'm
white.
gonna be watching these videos.
Now my internet's flooded with ads with Tom Holland shirtless.
Viruses.
Viruses. Goes down. What are you doing? I really like Tom Holland.
We digress.
Thanks for standing up for Tom Holland. Maybe next time we'll have to get you when we review a meaningful Spider-Man movie, I guess.
Aggressive.
Yeah, Ty.
Oh, well, if you enjoyed yourself, I'm glad. I thought you were really upset that we weren't talking about Tom Holland more for some reason, but maybe I misread that.
I mean, a little bit, but it's fine.
Thanks for being on, Anna. That was such a delight to have you on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Take care.
Bye, Anna. We
And
love
don't
you.
contract. Yes.
Stay away from Sandy.
Dude, she was gonna come this week. She was gonna come tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Board up your windows. Lock the doors.
You stay outside.
I'll watch you from the yard. Yeah, you can just.
Observe you like an animal.
Yeah, you're just like pushing out food out the door.
Just throw it. Not even on a plate, because you don't want the plate back. You just throw the food out.
Eat it off the grass.
We are so mean. Oh, Sandy, we love you. We hope you get better. We're sending prayers and thoughts to you from a very safe distance. So.
I'm 6 feet away.
I'll text you a soup emoji.
Bye, guys.
What the heck was that, Cameron?
I have COVID. I watched The Incredible Hulk, the 2008 one, the one that was released with Iron Man, which was initially going to be part of the thing.
Is that the one with Edward Norton?
Yeah, I give it 5 out of 10. It was like a really just solid kind of like enjoyable film. It's like a really good one to watch. You're not looking for a super deep movie, just kind of like entertainment.
Where you love people pulling out the bones from their elbows and stabbing them in the back of the neck and spine with. That was so gross.
I just really like that actor. I'm not sure what his name is, the British guy or whatever. He's in Lie to Me.
Tim Roth.
And then I also watched The Death of Stalin. I really enjoyed like the clever humor of that.
Yes. I just kneeled in his piss.
Yeah.
When they all lift him on the bed and they set him on the one guy and he like
Yeah,
has
he's
to,
like,
roll. He has to roll under Tom Stalin's dead body.
I love how everybody's so afraid of their lives.
I also watched Bumblebee.
Hey, it's Herbie Fully Loaded, man. Her Bumblebee loaded.
I wish they didn't make it. Genuinely. I gave it a 3 out of 10.
I like John Cena as a father. I don't know why.
That was so funny. John Cena. Just like, I love how the robot and John Cena have the best chemistry on this entire set. The girl, I did not relate to her at all, and it was just, ugh.
I do like her, though. She's great in True Grit, done by the Coen brothers. Have you seen Edge of 17? It redeems this performance. Earl and the Dying Girl's a big drama, too, so if you like that, I think you'll like Edge of 17.
We rented 12 Strong. We watched it on July 5th. Holy cow. I got mom and dad to watch. We watched it on VidAngel. Dad was tearing up afterwards. He was like, the people like that sacrifice for us. And I'm just like, I've never felt so American in my life, dude. I was mainly just worried about those 12 guys making it out. When I would just see like the other guys that were helping them, but that were part of like the North regime or whatever, dying, I was just like, dang, dude, like they're helping us out and like to stop this. They're people too or whatever. So I was like, dang, it's kind of a good overall message as well. I watched Hitch. Oh my gosh, I just love that movie so much. It's so funny. Kevin Spacey just dancing. We watched it and oh my gosh, mom and dad were eating it up. So was I. It's so funny.
Don't ever do that again.
What was that? No. Me and Grant watched Chappie. I am consciousness.
I am Cheppy.
I am Chappie.
I'm alive.
I don't want to die. Do you steal daddy's car? Don't steal daddy's stuff.
Isn't that the best scene when he grabs them and throws them out and starts smashing the car?
It's like, hey, that's my bag. You steal daddy's bag. The security at the building was horrible. He's like carrying around these parts and steals like the mainframe like cheat code and everyone's like nowhere to be found. And then also like these guys kidnap him. They're like, yeah, you can just go. It's all right. You're going to let someone that you just kidnapped go and he's not going to go to the feds. And I'm like, if he wasn't doing something illegal, you would all be in jail or dead right now. It was overall like entertaining. Give it a 6 out of 10. My favorite character was Chappie. It's like, mommy, don't die. She was like my second favorite character and she was weird.
Wait, you think the best actor in Chappie was the brave little toaster?
What?
I don't get it.
Oh, I was trying to make a joke. It didn't land.
Oh,
it's not even
yeah.
the human of the movie. It's the brave little
After
toaster.
watching Chappie, it totally reminded me of Rogue One, where I was like, my favorite character was the robot. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
most human character in that was the robot. And when he died, I was like, no. It kind of just pissed me off because, like, oh, he sacrificed himself to save a human. Like, he's more human than humans. And then they're like, oh, well, I can just pass your consciousness through the web. I was like, well, then, so he sacrificed nothing.
That was the same thing as Avatar, you know, passes his consciousness into
Which
the...
what a great movie that was. How many times have you seen that since the theater, Jordan? I'll answer it for you. 0 times.
I tried to watch it a second time. I think I got like 5 minutes in and I fell asleep, maybe less.
Are you sure it wasn't 5 hours in and you were only still the first 1/3 of the way done with the movie?
Dude, I'm not even joking. I did that one time. I tried to watch it for like the second time. Halfway through, I fell asleep, and I swear I was asleep for like an hour and a half, and I wake up, and they're like still haven't fought the Blue Indians yet. And I was like, what am I watching?
No,
dude?
Cameron, you woke up the next morning and it was still playing.
It's so long.
You know they have like an extended edition too? Oh,
Oh,
boy.
good.
Oh my gosh.
Good. I just need some more blue lights, and I need more aliens, and I need more braided hair
Some tail fusions.
linking together
Oh,
like tentacles.
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable. I really want to watch Nocturnal Animals.
Oh,
Jake,
my
Jake,
gosh.
Jake. I'm
Have
young.
you seen that one yet, Cameron?
No.
So good.
Just skip the first like minute and a half.
Big naked ladies.
You ever heard of the Bare Naked Ladies? Yeah, based off of this.
I'm also looking forward to Logan. And then I recently just watched the trailer for Time Lapse and Valkyrie. And they both look pretty interesting. I didn't know Tom Cruise was in Valkyrie. That really caught me off guard.
Did you see Alien yet?
I might even save it until I come up in August to watch it with you.
Just make sure you watch it with like a big screen and a big amplifier, dude.
Have you seen my screen in my room? Cheap.
I got Jordan to watch Alien. Jordan thought he was prepared, but man, I got Jordan to like nearly fall off the couch. It was great.
Oh, I jump every time at the scene.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's coming up, I still jump. It drives me... It's just so good. Oh my
I can't wait
gosh.
for you to see it, Karen. Jordan, do you want to do your list?
Yeah, mine's super short. I only watched part of a movie this week, and Into the Spider-Verse. I started Phantom Thread, and holy crap, it's so good so far. Cause
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm really excited because it's Daniel Day-Lewis's last film, and it's the same guy that did Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, freak yeah, Punch Drunk Love.
And that movie you don't like, The Master.
You keep saying the movie I don't like. I was disappointed, but it doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just like I had built it up too much in my mind.
I just like to keep saying that.
Yeah, I know. I'll keep getting crap for that. People will be like, you don't understand it, you're stupid. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
No, it's okay. I didn't even finish it. I got kind of bored.
Wait, so you've been giving me all this crap? You haven't even seen it yourself? Jeez.
I watched an hour and a half or whatever, so I have a half an hour left, but I've
And
seen
then I
most
watched
of it.
4 hours of Avatar, and then I went back and finished The Master.
So I'm looking forward to finishing Phantom Thread.
I just really quick want to say I love that I said the E.T. moment because I have that picture of the Spider-Man like falling down. It's my desktop screensaver.
I want to buy that poster.
I just saw the most incredible movie on Amazon Prime called The Vast of Night. I don't want to spoil anything about it. I just need you two to watch it. I'm just going to say it's very Spielbergian, if that's an adjective. It's his debut. It's his first time directing a film, and I think this guy is going to go places.
Oh, cool.
I just watched a comedy. It was called Eurovision with Will Ferrell and Dan Stevens and Rachel McAdams. It's on Netflix.
Which one? The one with Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams?
Yes, Cameron, I just said that.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
worries. I was teasing
looking
you,
at
though.
this
'Cause I know you were
Spider-Man.
busy looking at your Spider-Man poster.
So beautiful.
Yeah, wipe that drool off your corner of your mouth. Okay, Cameron? It's actually a really sweet comedy. Didn't anticipate it to have some
I
heart.
love Rachel McAdams. She's my future wife.
Volcano Man! 7500. It's the code for a plane hijacking. It's on Prime. Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a pilot. All takes place in one location.
Like Nonstop.
Nonstop was taken on a plane.
Yeah, Nonstop just has like one of the coolest moments in cinema when like the gravity like equals out or whatever. He like catches his gun. I was like, yeah, that's sick. But the rest of the movie, not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, man, all I could keep thinking of is he did a really good job with the drama of this film. It's high intensity. It's a great thriller. The last movie I watched was The Report. Or I don't know if it's actually called The Torture Report. They keep blank out the word torture. It's like the whole idea where the CIA started interrogating people that were like potentially terrorists after the 9/11 Twin Towers were struck down. They would waterboard people. It's a really interesting movie. Adam Driver is in it. He does a really good job. I wanted to watch The Frighteners and Miami Connection.
Dude, the best scene in The Frighteners is the little doll dancing on the bed and the girl's screaming hysterically. Peter Jackson, man, what a king.
I like Michael J. Fox.
If you guys want, get some merch. You can get a white swag t-shirt or jacket.
I'm not recording video, so sorry.
Oh,
What?
Cameron's shirtless right now. He just tattooed Futro on his chest.
I'm aware that you're not recording
He's
video.
now swinging from the chandelier.
Yeah, chainsaw.
What?
The Office.
Jordan, tell people where they can send their emails because we're lonely.
Futuromovies@gmail.com. I have been watching Parks and Rec.
Again,
Now I know why Ty says phenomenal. That's Chris.
Traeger.
you are literally the greatest person I've ever met.
I don't say literally, and I do say phenomenal because it's my favorite word to describe something that I like.
Hi, I'm Leslie Nope. Leslie Nope. Ron Swanson. Ron Swanson. They're just both like, what the
And Perkins,
fudge?
you are literally exactly the person I wanted to see.
That was phenomenal.
Everything is going great. Ben, do you want to talk about your part? Everything's not going great. We make a really good team.
Thanks everybody for tuning into Future Hidden Movie Gems podcast. You guys take care. We'll see you next week. We'll be reviewing Blade Runner. Oh,
Dun, 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 dun,
you guys ready?
You ready?
The original Harrison Ford. Oh yeah, he's like the only thing I can think about right now. And Ridley Scott. Yeah, that's the one. Tune in next week, and guys, stay safe. Don't get COVID like half of our family already has.
Half is a broad statement.
We're all just infecting each other.
Is one person half the family? I guess.
Who knows, dude? If somebody has it, everyone has it. I'm so scared now. Poor family. Stay safe.
Peace.
Love you.
Mwah.